Hello! Welcome back to Kristin and Katie Read. I'm Kristin.
I'm Katie.
And we like to
read.
Katie, it's red season. Welcome.
Welcome to Red. The season of Red. Red. We
You wanna know
obviously
whose
got our
hand
nails done. You want to know whose hand is whose?
And you know what's fitting for red season?
What is that?
I'll tell you what, Katie. It is a little book that I like to call Redrising.
Wow.
What?
Kristen, tell me a little bit about this book. You have read it, and I have in fact not.
That's true. Redrising by Pierce Brown. I think it came out in 2014. So Redrising. Okay,
Ooh, it has a map.
Update. I did not know it had a map. That makes me like it even more. Here's a book.
Here's a book. To it.
Today we come to you in the thick of red season.
The thick of it.
To discuss this book, and I've read it, as Katie mentioned. She has not. So I've already been trying to sell her on reading the series, and I thought, why not? Let's try to sell everybody on reading this series. Maybe you all already have. Maybe I'm just extremely late to this party.
Well, if you're late, I never arrived.
Katie didn't get her invite.
You have to think.
Lost in the mail.
Jake Gyllenhaal just didn't come to the birthday party. That was me.
Katie, not interested in the party. Katie, the villain. Update.
Is it me?
Am I? So, there are 3 books in the first part of this series, but they now call it the Redrising saga because there's 4, 5, and 6. So, I am in the middle of the 3rd book. So, I actually don't know how the trilogy ends yet, and that's how much I'm enjoying it. I'm already pitching it.
So, say this is rich. That
Shopping
you
it
don't even,
around town.
You don't even know how it ends.
Okay, you tried to convince me to read a series that is also not completed. And crickets, because she knows I'm right.
I forgot that it's a 4-book series.
You know when you just like something and you're just excited about it?
Yeah.
So, book 6 of the
How I
saga.
forgot you.
Book 6 of the saga is not out yet. It comes out. I think
Are 4 and 5?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think book 6 comes out in January. I have tried to look at nothing because I don't know how this series ends. So I don't want to know if it's my main characters in it. I don't want to know if it's like a different time period. I just don't want to ruin anything. So I think I'll start. I'm going to do just a little bit brief synopsis about what this book and this world is like and about, and then why I think you should read it. The types, I'll compare it to some books.
Let's do it.
All the things.
Dial up that portal that Clary doesn't know how to use.
And, okay.
And we rise.
And I'll rise up. Na-na-na, you can rise. There's a lot of things.
You can rise like the heart. And like the heat in the summer.
Rise up.
Rise up. Here it comes. Okay, we ready?
Okay, are we gonna make an accompanying playlist to go to this book? Maybe. So
I haven't read it. So
Redrising takes place sometime in the future. It is following the human race and kind of like where civilization has gone. So Redrising specifically starts in a deep pit mine on the planet Mars, following our main character Darrow. They don't usually call him that name. They normally call him his nickname. That's why I'm struggling.
What's his nickname?
Well, I don't think I can give his
Wow.
And he is a red. So in this society, the way human society it functions is off of like a class system that is based off of colors. So
very red indeed.
Yes. Reds are the lowest, golds are the highest, and then there's a bunch of other colors in between. So like pinks are like sex workers. It's wild.
Wow, that's
wild.
Like pretty literal.
It is.
Love it.
Yeah. So like silvers, bronzes, like blues, like they're higher up, and then you have like your reds, your browns, the other people. So basically,
clearly non-superior colors.
Yes, which is why I think red is a great color.
I know you do.
It's also the color of the dark side, but I don't really think that holds up here. I don't know.
You're also a Gryffindor.
Through and through, baby.
Hufflepuff. My God. Oh, okay.
Look at my color palette.
Good job. Your color palette works.
I understood the assignment. What are you?
I'm
Confused?
I'm a Ravenclaw.
Confused?
Caca. Yeah, please roar. Please roar.
So the book starts, a lot happens. Here's what I like about the book, it moves fast.
Great. I love it. So it's very plot driven.
Very plot driven. They lay the foundation for what this world is like very quickly. So this is sort of split. This is like first 50 pages. Okay. So this is what sets up the rest of the series. He works in the mines. He's better at his job than everyone else. His wife, he's 16, mind you. His wife is trying to tell them that they're basically slaves. And he's like, no, we're not. But something happens. Anyways, she decides to sing the forbidden song and gets killed. It's a wild time. So that's his main motivation, is the loss of his wife. So he realizes they kind of are slaves. There's this world. He just wants to leave it. But that's not what's in store for him.
Reminds me of Mistborn.
Yeah. I think the book I compare this to the most would be Hunger Games. It's very much like District 12. Like they're District 12, they're very poor, they have nothing. And then District 1, where they just like live this lavish life, the capital. So like the human society is so evolved that their physiology is actually different.
Wow.
So like golds literally cannot reproduce with other colors. Like their bodies have been changed. So I don't want to give away like the twist of this book, but basically like he's trying to infiltrate the gold society and try to take it down from within. So there's a lot of trials, all of these things. So it starts when he's 16 and progresses through the series. He gets older, and there's a lot of other characters.
So time works the same.
It progresses forward, yeah. So far, Katie. All right.
Okay.
I'll tell you this.
So you think he's older in the next one?
I am... Okay, why I think Katie would like it. There are some really deep friendships that are formed. And all of the characters have very unique personalities. They're flawed characters that have unique personalities. Our main character makes a lot of mistakes.
I love that.
And he'll like quickly acknowledge them and be like, shoot, that was the wrong thing to do. I've now learned that lesson. So it's a lot of like lessons. This book is a lot about loss of innocence. There is a brewing love interest.
Okay.
There's love interest.
You mentioned friendships first, which had me worried.
Yes. There's a lot more friendships. There's a lot more characters that he has to meet. There's a lot of betrayal.
Oh.
Sometimes you think people are dead, they're not. Sometimes they are. There's unexpected death, plans that go awry. It's very political, war-driven, like strategy.
Interesting.
Like there was a lot of be like, okay, this is the plan, and then all of a sudden they're like, okay, so we're about to like knock this door down, and then all of a sudden like a bomb will go off, and you're like, where did that come from? What political player is that? What happened just there? So it's very interesting. So they kind of have like proctors that watch them, very similar to how in Hunger Games there's like cameras watching them. And the proctors all have like Apollo and Athena, and they live on Olympus.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
I'm clearly doing a bad job.
I'm sorry. We worked out today.
They live on there's like Olympus. There's like an Olympus like moon or something. Phobos. Wow. There's a Phobos station.
Wow.
Which makes me think we play this game called Red Planet.
Red Planet. Yeah. That's funny.
So I can't figure out exactly how it's going to end.
I love that.
I don't know if he's going to live or not. I don't know if our other main characters are going to live or not, but it's from his POV.
So is this a strictly science fiction book?
Yes, this is science fiction.
There's no fantasy elements?
No. All of the planets, solid planets, have been colonized. All the moons have been colonized. The Reds on Mars have been told that they are like pioneers. This is why they're unknowing slaves, because they're like, you're creating a future for human society for them to have a place to live. Like, we're going to colonize Mars one day. We're going to go to the surface and we're all going to live there. Like, your mining is helping us get there. Yikes. It's already colonized. They just don't know. It's like, yikes. So, my thing about the first book, while I had no idea where it was going to end, and where it ends is wild, it very much so is like very clearly like grounded to just this, where they are, this planet, and what they're learning there, and you know that this is going to go to like out to space, and there's going to be a lot of other players and things like that. So that's my one kind of qualm with it.
Yes.
Okay.
But interesting.
It's one of the smartest political books that's short and condensed and moves fast, and I don't feel like it's dry.
Yeah.
Like there's funny characters, there's dark characters, there's characters that you think are dark that go good. Like they're very like morally
Complex.
ambiguous. Yeah, there's a lot of like moral complexity.
Nice.
And that is why you should read Red Rising.
Wow, I loved it. I'll read it. I already got the audiobook.
Wow! The audiobook's pretty good. I like the narrator. It is, like, I just so regularly read female POV heroes.
Yeah.
Like, our hero is typically a teen female who has superpowers. That's
Kind
9
of
out
our-
of 10
our
books
niche.
I read. So this is different to get, like, a male POV. But he's very much driven by the love of his wife and, like, living up to what his people and his family deserve.
I'm gonna listen to it, but I'm very interested. I like the class system. I love like a rebel, you know, coming in from the inside to like blow everything up.
You know how like a lot of future like dystopian or sci-fi or really anything where there's like extensive class systems, I always feel like they're kind of like surface level.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like District 1 through 12. Oh, but guess what? 13 actually is still there. There's not really like a ton of
Wow,
depth.
spoilers for the Hunger Games.
There's not like a ton of depth to it. This is almost like he had to sit down and create an entire human history, or for them, future for us,
Right.
of like all of these wars that haven't actually happened. Like he created a really in-depth world that reminds me of something like a Game of Thrones level of world building in way less time.
Hi, baby.
Another thing that's red season. You got your red coat, Basher. He's a red.
Oh, that's not good in the book.
They're strong.
I'm excited.
Yes.
You've been talking about this book for, you know, the week you've been reading this 3-book series.
For the last week. Whoosh. Red.
Okay, and very quickly, just on like a last note, what's your favorite new Red song off of the album?
Okay, that is a great question. I'll go ahead and say it now. Put a lot of thought into it. It's I Bet You Think About Me.
I bet that wasn't a shock to anybody who knows you.
Taylor Swift featuring Chris Stapleton. A hit. Some are saying
A hit.
Kitty, what is your favorite song off of Taylor Swift Red? Taylor's version.
It may surprise you because I know we talked about this yesterday and I had a different answer, but I have
I'm already shocked.
I have come to the dark side. I Bet You Think About Me is also my favorite new song
I
on
bet
the album.
you think about me. You know, I can't stop thinking
So
about
good.
Red Rising.
Oh, it's truly Red season. All right, folks, and with that,
I'm Kristin.
I'm Katie. Stay incest free.